Hey, you guys, I am live and ready to talk to you guys about some apps again. We're going to do just a short meeting today. We're going to really keep it to 30 minutes or maybe even less so that I can talk to you guys about how to make money with the apps. This is a big deal because obviously you don't want to make apps just to make apps. You want to make apps to be able to make money. But there's so many different ways to make money that I want to make sure that you understand that even if you're not going out and finding businesses that you are building apps for, you can build your own apps and set it up in a way that they make you money. So let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. The most obvious way to build apps and make money is to go out and find businesses that want a mobile app. And that actually is really, really easy to do right now because that market is still wide open. And people still want apps. That's still kind of a cool thing to have your own app. And when you walk into a business and you say, hey, I'd like to build your app for you, your IQ goes up about 20, 30 points because they think you're so smart. And they also will say to you, oh my gosh, we've been thinking about having an app. So you go in kind of ahead of the game. So the key to me in building an app for a business is to just have a plan of a basic app and what you want your basic app to have in it. And typically I do just a 4-page app that's just like a 4-page website. And that's the base price. You start there. And then I have an a la carte list of what you can add to the app. And if they want a Facebook fan page included, that's going to be an extra $500, which takes you about 10 minutes to do. And then if they want a set of YouTube videos where they've already shot the videos, you're just bringing them into the app, another $500. It takes you about 10 minutes to do. So when we go through this system of showing you what all you can do with the app builder, you need to really be taking notes and say, hey, that's a thing that I can add into apps. I'm going to put that on my a la carte list and I'll charge $500 to do that. So it's really important that as we're going through this training, you are thinking about how you can monetize the things that we're going to learn. And of course, that first way, like I said, is business to business. So it is seriously very simple. You just look up a bunch of businesses that are in your area. You're going to have to hit the pavement. That was actually really hard for me because I actually have a prosthetic leg and I was brand new with the prosthetic leg. Actually, I started before when I was just in my wheelchair. I would go into businesses. I didn't even have my prosthetic leg yet. And I'd go into businesses and talk to them about apps and start building apps for them. But you have to go in and you have to be confident that you can provide whatever it is that they need. So it's really important that you stick through this training so you understand what you can and can't do. And then you go in with a plan, right? You have that core offering, which is like a 4-page app. And then as you talk to them more and they say, oh, but I'd like my Facebook page in there and I'd like videos in there and I'd like an image page in there. I'd like for my people to be able to message me. So there's things that they'll want to add or things that you can suggest to make the app bigger, better. But you want to make sure that you've got the list so they can look at the pricing. Now, what I do on my list is I double what I actually want for it. So if I'm okay with a new page being like $500, then I put a price on the a la carte list of $1,000. And then when I'm talking to the business, as I'm building that relationship with that business, I'll say, hey, I'll knock 50% off of this if we commit to an app by Friday. And that way they're looking at all these prices at $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. And you just told them you would cut it in half if they would commit by Friday. So that's a huge thing to do. It's kind of one of those things that they do in a retail store, right? Where a normal price is $69.99, but you can get it today for $49.99. They actually pay $5.99 wholesale price. So you need to just think about your business and how you want to run it. but that's a trick that I use is I double my price on my a la carte list and tell them I'll give you 50% if you commit by Friday. So that commitment means that you've signed a contract to do it. So also with businesses, I use something called 17 Hats, which is a flow where like an invoicing flow type program where you can put your, I'm sorry, my throat is really hurting today, but you can put your contracts and everything inside of 17 Hats. And then you trigger a job to start. When you trigger the job to start, it will send out the contract automatically for you. You've got these flows set up, these workflows. So it will send the contract out for you automatically. And then it will have them electronically sign it and get it back to you. Then you electronically sign it. And then that record is in there in 17 Hats. Once that triggers, the next thing triggers, which would be like, if you want a 50% deposit on the making of the app. So that triggers the invoice and gets sent out. And then once they pay the invoice, which they can pay through 17 Hats, then you get a message that says, okay, you can start now because they paid. So it's all about setting up workflows so that you can, you don't have to manually attend to every single job. Because once you start doing apps and you get 4 or 5 of them that you're working on at the same time, you'll forget where you were with each one. So it's really important to have workflows set up in something like 17 Hats so you can make sure that you are on the ball with everything that's going on. So check that out. It's at 17hats.com. I don't think I have an affiliate link for it, but that's okay. They're not very expensive. I think they're about $50 a month, but that is a very inexpensive thing to pay for if you really are going to do mobile apps for businesses and you need to stay on top of those mobile apps and building them. So that's 17 Hats. So that's one way to make money is business to business. And I've been very, very fortunate to get many, many businesses because, again, the mobile apps are a thing right now. If you, like I said, you walk in and you say, hey, I'd like to build a mobile app for you. The response about 90% of the time is, wow, we've been thinking about getting a mobile app. So it's out there. The work is out there. You just got to pound the pavement and find it. And you can charge premium prices. Now there's several different places you can go on the internet that give you estimates on what a mobile app will cost. And you go in and you put in, I'm building an iOS version and an Android version. You say that it's going to be a public app, no membership area. And, it's a bunch of questions you go through. And then once you answer all the questions, it'll tell you how much that app should cost. And I think you'll be really, really shocked because mobile apps are very, very expensive. Now, the price has been able to go down because of programs that we've got, like what we've got in BuildRoll. But you can still charge a premium price for them, especially if you're putting anything unique in there, JavaScript code or anything like that. So it's really important that you check those out. I'll make sure at the bottom of this video on YouTube that those links are in there to those resources so you can check out those pages and take a look at what a typical app would cost if you were building for iOS, Android, and had certain features in there. So I'll make sure those links are in there. So come back, take a look at this video, and look for those links down in the description. They'll be there. The next way that you can create an income from apps is by building apps that you sell on the internet. And you sell them inside of iOS and Android store. And you can even sell on Amazon because Amazon will let you upload Android apps. So what do I mean by that? Well, I have several different PLR products, private label products. I'm going to get a drink because this is really, really bad. Y'all hang in there with me. So private label products are products that you have permission to sell, whether it's resale rights, master resale rights, or even private label rights. But you can add these into an app and then sell them inside the app. Now they're buckling down on this quite a bit and they don't want you to just put an ebook in there. So you have to find something that has something other than just an ebook. So you can put a book, you can put that along with video or audio. So if you can find those PLR products that are entire package of book, ebook, audio, video, mind map, all those things, then you can put all those inside of an app and then sell the app on the store. So I've set up one like hypnotherapy. I found a wonderful PLR product that was on hypnotherapy, and it had about maybe 15 audio sets that was hypnotherapy related. So if you wanted to lose weight, you could click the lose weight, go to the lose weight audios. There's about 4 or 5 or 6 audio files, and you could listen in hypnotherapy style and listen to how to lose weight. You were just kind of self-hypnotizing on, I will lose weight, I will eat right, I will do this, I will do that, right? And then there's about 15 of those. So lose weight, how to quit smoking, how to get a good job, how to have the right mindset, how to be happy, that kind of stuff. So all I did was take those audio files and transfer them into an app. And then I put the app on the App Store. It's on the iOS store and the Android store and the Kindle store. And it is Kindle, but it's on Amazon. And I put them up. I think I put them for a price of either 99 cents or $1.99. So it's not like a ton of money, but you have to remember that this is on a store that gets billions and billions of people to look at it every single day. So I do no keyword anything. I don't do any SEO anything. I don't do any promotion or anything like that because they're so simple to make. They're just like a snap and you make them. So I just do them, post them up, and just let it rip. And then I move on to the next one. And those make me money every single month. Every single month I get a royalty income from iOS store, the Google Play Store, and the Amazon App Store because they sell. People find them and they buy them, and you make money. So that's another way to make money. You just want to make sure that you're finding quality PLR products, because if you just find a book and put it in the app and then throw it up there, they're not going to approve it, because a book can just be put into the store, right? It doesn't have to be an app. So they're real strict now. They didn't used to be. I've published a bunch with just books, but now they're more strict. So you have to have a better, unique app that has the books plus audio plus video plus mind maps plus, whatever, that all go together. So you have to make it a good app to be able to put it up there. The next thing you can do is you can take PLR products, the same idea, and you can put them up on the store the same way, but instead of charging for them, you can make them free. And then when you make them free, you put advertising in them. So the best way to do that is create an account with AdMob, ADMOB, AdMob. That's part of your Builderall app builder platform. And when you create an account with AdMob, you can grab advertising and put it into your app. And what happens is you put that app up there for free. You can get that added to a bunch of different agencies for free that all they do is share free apps. That one's easy to do. And once they download your app and use it, whatever your app is, whether it's ebook or whether it's a tip calculator, whatever you want to do, when they use the app and they click on the ads, if they buy anything, you make a commission. So every month I have lots and lots of apps. So every month I get a check because of the advertisements that are in my free apps. The next thing you can do is you can actually build mobile apps that share books that are audiobooks. And what I've done is I've got an app that has a whole series of books that are like from Edgar Allan Poe. So he's he's obviously written many, many books. So what I did was I put together an app that had several of his books inside the app. And I got them from a couple of different places. But the biggest one is LibriVox, LibriVox, LibriVox.com. It allows you to have access to public domain books. And these are books that were published before like 1928. So you have the right to actually publish them. You don't have the copyrights to them, but you do have the right to publish them. So you can take them and publish them in your app and then either sell the app, which you'd have to give a percentage of that back to LibriVox, or you can put the app up for free and add the AdMob advertising. So again, a couple of different ways to do apps, free or paid. And then if you pay and you use LibriVox recordings, you have to give them like 10% of whatever you earn. And it's on the honor system. They're not going to chase you down, but they do have people that spend a lot of time putting these books on recordings. So you do want to make sure you pay them. The next thing is looking for niche area apps. For example, if you want to specialize in a specific area of apps and then build those types of apps strictly, a good example is wedding apps. A lot of people have big weddings and they want like an app so everybody can keep track of what's happening and where everything's going to be at and just stuff like that. So you can literally build that niche area of just wedding apps, and you can just do a flat fee. This is what's in the app, and build it for them. I've done several event apps. We have a Harry Potter thing that we do up in Memphis, and I do their app where all of their booths and stuff, I actually do like a page with information about each vendor that's there, and then a map of where all the vendors are at, because it's a pretty big deal. There's tons of vendors and tons of activities. So the app is there to help the people that attend find everything. And then they can find their favorite vendors and take a look at their vendors after the Harry Potter event and still stay in contact with them. I did the same thing for the Mid-South Renaissance Fair. It's another event. It's a huge Renaissance fair. It gets bigger every year. And there's tons of events that happen. And the app is for users that attend the Renaissance Fair to find where everything is at. And all the vendors are in the app. So you can click on the vendor and see more about the vendor even after the Renaissance Fair is over. So that's another great way to kind of niche down, is find events that you can build apps for. Another niche down area that is, to me, wide open is restaurants. There's a great way that you can add restaurant menus inside of your app. I've done a whole training on it before. It's about, that's cha-ching from Builderall, yummy. It's about using a specific program to build your menu and then bring it into the app. And you can also add that to a website as well. So if you're looking for that, it's about an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's pretty long, but it shows you how to add the menus inside of an app. And if you want to look at it, it's right on YouTube. Just go to, I think it's adding restaurant menus in an app. It's really easy to find. So check that out. But that's another way to create an income from creating mobile apps. So there's like tons and tons of different ways. And like every time I sit down and think hard enough, I can think of like another way to create an income from mobile apps. It's very, very interesting because the area of apps is wide open. It's still not really, the market's not saturated in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And the cool thing about apps are that not everybody knows how to do them. In fact, if you think a minute, think about yourself and think about, do you really know anybody that can create mobile apps? And most of you will probably say you don't know anybody that creates mobile apps. Some of you might say you know one or two people, but most people don't know anyone that can create mobile apps. So that'll tell you that it's pretty wide open. And even here in Mississippi, where I'm at, people are just really excited about the possibility of having a mobile app made for their business, their organization. Schools need mobile apps desperately. One of the things that you can do just to get a portfolio set up is to start building for schools. And you've got that added feature of the push notification, which is really important for schools, because if something happens, they can actually do a push, and everybody that has that app on their phone will get that notification. So if they need to cancel school because of weather, they can do a push. If they have an emergency notification, they can do a push. So it's really an added benefit to create mobile apps for schools. You can jump in there and create a basic mobile app for your local school or schools, and you can start setting up your portfolio so that when you do go out to go to businesses and you're ready to charge that high dollar amount, you can already show them some of the things that you've done and set up. So that's just another way. Any group, Kiwanis group, any kind of club, anything like that, they love apps so that they can kind of keep everything in one place right on their phone. So that's another way to get in the door, is start contacting these clubs and groups that are local to you and offer to set up their mobile app for free. And you get great experience, right? You learn how to build an app and learn how to publish, and you start building your portfolio so that you can go into those businesses and go in with a high level of confidence. That first one you visit, when you start talking to them, you'll be hesitant because you don't know what you don't know. But once you publish just one or two, you know the process. You know that Apple takes forever to review theirs, and Apple makes grown men cry for sure, but they take forever. But Google Play is real easy. Amazon App Store is super easy. I will tell you that the actual cost of you building an app is not very much. To get into the app business, all you need is Builderall, which is the app builder, right? And that's $50 a month. And then you'll need an iOS Apple account, the Apple App Store, and that is $99 per year. And then the Google Play Store, and that is $25 one time. You don't pay every year. You just pay $25 and you're a developer with Google Play. And then on Amazon, it's actually free to create a developer account, and it doesn't cost you anything. And then as you start setting up your apps, you'll see the royalties that are offered depending on the price of the app. And you can actually offer your app in many different countries as well. You don't have to do it just in your country. So lots of different things. But all total, you're probably going to spend a little less than $200 to get ready to build apps. So when you spend this $200, you're gonna have a learning curve, right? You're gonna have a learning curve where you learn how to build apps and how to publish apps, how to submit the apps for review. All of that's a learning curve, and it doesn't happen fast. But once you get past that learning curve and you get your first couple under your belt, then you can start charging a good amount of money to be able to make these apps. And when I say good amount of money, I'm talking $3,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 per app, depending on what all you're doing, and especially if you're maintaining anything for that business. So it is an incredible thing to get into, and lots of wide open space. So let me encourage you to jump in and definitely learn everything you can. That's really about all I wanted to cover today. I wanted to just cover some ways that you can make money with mobile apps and the cost of getting involved. And that kind of gives you some perspective on what it's going to cost you and how much money you can make. Next week, we'll actually jump into getting started building an app. And I'll jump right into the first steps in building your app next week. So that's really all I wanted to cover today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you next week for some more AppreneurPro training. Have a great one. Bye.